Greetings and hello, everyone. It's your media marketing director for H.E.M.P Entertainment, better known as your host with the most, ready to vlog and post, Mr. I Am Cash. And it is another episode of Conversation Loves Dialogue, man. It's been some great shows thus far, and I really appreciate everybody who has checked out the show, supported us. We really just want to tell you thank you so much for your support. Now, before we go any further, like always, and like for every show, I need to make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the page. Again, make sure you like, subscribe, and share to the page. And let me go ahead and tell y'all the third time, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to the page, because we're going to have a great show. Not only have a great show, you're going to want to come back and look at it over and over again. But today, man, we have another great guest, special guest, man. We've been rolling through and having some interesting conversations. On today, I get to introduce a friend of a friend, Mr. OGQUE. What's going on, man?
Man, what's going on with y'all? How y'all feeling, man?
I'm doing absolutely great, man. I just want to tell you, I appreciate you for being on the show today. Another episode of Conversation Loves Dialogue. I know we're going to have a great show.
For sure.
I know you got some good stuff. I know you got to have some good stuff because my homie Cash Too Lit sent you here. So I know we good today. With that said, you are OGQUE. Like I do every show, I tell everybody what your name is or whatever. But I need you to define who OGQUE is. So I'm going to open the floor up to you. And I want you to tell people who OGQUE is.
For sure. I'm a big 90s baby, you dig? So I look at it like we kind of like going into the OGs of, this generation. And everybody pretty much, called me Q all my life growing up. So I pretty much just put it together and just came up with something a little different. You know what I'm saying? I wanted something that was going to pop, but also, be me,
Totally can understand it. Like today, I appreciate you for being here. We're not going to be before you too long. Just going to ask you some quick questions about the music game because you're out. And with that said, let me start off with that. In starting the music game, what's been your biggest challenge just starting out to begin with?
I say my biggest challenge was getting out there. Like when you really try to aim to gain that confidence in your music, I feel like that was like my hardest triumph that I had to really like go against.
Yeah. Is there a real musical influence that you really looked up to that made you say, hey, I like this style of rap or R&B or whatever it is, and this is the direction that I'm going?
Right. I'm going to say two people for sure. One happens to be Tupac. You kind of listen to my style. I like a little storytelling, be a little intellectual with it.
Can't go wrong with Pac.
Right, you can't. And somebody else, man, is none other than my mother, Calamity Jane. She actually raps. She's been in the rap game for a long time. She started doing jazz. And it just really influenced me growing up as a kid. So I really took that time to, really craft my element behind her a lot,
I can dig that. For a lot of people, we follow parents' footsteps.
Right.
For a long time because I got preachers as parents. I was scared I was gonna be a preacher, but I be trying to run away from that.
Trying to do something a little different.
I be anything but that.
Right.
I always tell them they're bold and brave because I don't want to deal with those people.
Yeah, it is a little different.
I don't want to deal with them, so I you know what I'm saying, I commend you. And watching your mom, what were some of the memories that you had that really made you like, hey, since she is one of your biggest influencers, what has been those things or characteristics or things that you like out of her that made you want to say, hey, this is the direction that I want to go or want to do?
Man, I just seen like her love for it, her hustle, her grind. So it kind of just put me in a level like, man, if my mom got that type of talent, how you just grow up and you like, I wish I could sing, but if my parents weren't really singing, I might not have a voice. I might not be the one. But when it came to the rap music, like she really pushed me into that life. Like, honestly.
Now, in liking Pac, because we know you do like Pac, you just said you do, is that what you surround your style or sound around?
Yeah, I want to be more on truth telling. I want to be more on an intellectual conversation. I want you to think a little bit when you listen to my music. I don't want you to only think basic. We all make basic music, for the fun, the clubs, the everything. But at the same time, I got music that I want you to really think about when you listen to it.
And doing that in the process of making it, like what is that process? What does it look like? Are you writing down a key list of words? How do you approach writing each and every song as well?
Well, what I really started off doing, to be honest with you, I used to write poetry heavy, and it got to a point to where one of my friends was like, "Man, you should play some music behind it." And from that point, I started really kind of writing a lot of my feelings and kind of putting it to a beat. And when it started to make sense to me, I just kept going with that same type of construct. So I write a lot of my music first, then I listen to a beat and I kind of attach it to it and make it fit.
And doing that, what was the very first song that you came out with?
The very first song that I actually dropped was Trenches. That was really my number one, where it was kind of like talking about my past, where I came from, something different. But one that I say goes into a more pop style is trap. If you take a second and listen to trap, and it'll take you into a world of the Matrix.
Yeah. Um, but as far as like thus far, even with that song and other ones that you had, especially when it first started, what was the real big challenges that you really had to kind of get over in order to like really get your song or your music in, like from now up until this point?
I would say self-confidence.
Yeah.
At the start of it, I kind of lacked my confidence because I always wanted everybody to accept me. I was always looking for everybody's opinion. But then when I started kind of separating myself from everybody's opinion and just saying, man, I'm him, I could do it. I just kept going with it, and I said, I'm gonna keep working, and like me and my team we said through the summer, we're just gonna keep pushing, keep working, and we're gonna see where it goes. The sky is endless.
All right, now, and staying motivated and writing songs, because sometimes it can get dull, and kind of stale because you're pushing. So, like, how do you keep that motivation in order to make a great song at this point?
I continue to rap. Like, no matter what it is, no matter if I mess up on a beat, I'll just play a beat every day. You'll catch me randomly in my car. You'll catch me maybe just walking through the store and I'll hear like a jingle and I'll just rap. And the more I rap, the more I look around, I learn different words, I look at different pictures, and I just try to make a story out of something.
So, as of right now, with the stories and all that stuff in your music, what is your biggest project or what projects are you working on currently right now? What people need to kind of, you know what I'm saying, really kind of pay attention to since you're moving in a new direction right now?
Right. Well, where I just released one EP called Smoke. It's fire. Check it out. She say is that top one, not two. You feel me? My next EP that I'm actually working on is going to be called Emotions. It's going to be a completely different vibe from what everybody's used to with OGQUE. I'm going to pretty much just, talk in my own kind of, limelight. Like I'm gonna have my opportunity to really like let y'all see a piece of me. You know what I'm saying? How I've been feeling.
In doing so, what's been your most memorable about the rap game thus far?
Man, the connections, man. Like, it's crazy how the connections have been endless. Like, I've been meeting so many people that I thought I'd never have the same opportunities to meet. But when I actually like got a chance to be in the same room with a lot of these people, man, they put me on.
I understand because I was the same way when I got to take like my first celebrity photography and videography. I was like, oh my God, I took a picture. And then, we kind of set in like, okay, well, what's the next move?
Right.
So, in doing it, like, walk through a typical day right now in order to try to kind of get your music out. Like, what are you doing now that other artists need to know in order to get the following that you have
Um,
as of right now?
Stay consistent. Promote your music. In order for you to, everybody wants to make money, right?
Of course.
In order for you to make money, you have to spend money. In order for you to spend money, you got to make money. So you got to keep consistent. You got to keep moving. You can't, don't just stop just because you got one accomplishment. You need multiple. Some I do, more for promotion. I do, Instagram reels. I do TikToks. I do different things. There's a lot of money out here, a lot of opportunities. You just got to stay consistent.
Yeah, speaking of promotional, that's what we was talking about yesterday.
Mhm.
The consistency of promotional, knowing the
Right,
difference between marketing and promotions,
right,
because there is a difference.
right.
And the consistency factor is very very huge. How important is it to people that, especially that watch our shows? How important is social media to the game in order for your career to be successful?
We got to understand, man. Like I said, coming into this, I never really was like the major social media guy. Like, I kind of steered clear of it. But when I started realizing that technology, is, hey, information is everything. So you got to use these platforms. You got to take these opportunities because a while back they didn't have this. They didn't have these opportunities to be able to go and promote their sales and really push independent. So for us independent artists out here, these are the perfect ways for you to really like get yourself out there. Like I tell my little brother, it only take one video, and you
Correct.
can go viral.
For the last few years of what you've been doing, what has been some of the best advice that you've gotten that you think you should give to another artist as of right now?
Um, don't be afraid to make connections. Everybody has their own style. Everybody's style gonna be different. It's not gonna always match, but a lot of times people can open doors for you, that are on a completely different style. I've met a lot of people that rap so different from me, and on a normal basis, everybody be like, "Oh, this is terrible," or this. But when you really look at the time and effort that people put into their music, and the doors that they can actually open to people they may know, that's what really matters. You know what I'm saying, in this industry, if you really want to keep moving forward, is to make your connections.
And in order to make those connections, like, have you collaborated with any other artists? If so, what kind of songs have y'all created together?
So far, I've really been just collabing more with the people around me. I've been working more on trying to collaborate with different artists that I've met along the way as I've been performing at these different shows. You know, everybody, is on their own path, so I don't try to force a connection, but I want somebody to be just on that same basis. So somebody that I am, that I've gotten close to and I've kind of been learning is my boy Cash Too Lit. He pretty much, put me on this podcasting, and he pretty much, me and him got a song that we plan on dropping real soon. I'm not gonna really put no names out, but we plan on dropping something real soon for y'all. So be in tune.
And I talked to Cash too lit about this. What's your best advice about the criticism? Because me and him talked about that. Like, how do you handle the criticism? Because criticism comes along with rap,
Yeah.
but criticism comes along with everything that you do.
Right.
How do you handle it?
Some, my grandma always told me, man, people gonna talk about you till they blue in the
Oh
face.
yeah,
So at the end of the day, if you worried about, what one person say and that take you down, then you not meant to make it there anyway. So I say at the end of the day, man, take the criticism, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes you gotta take it in stride and take a page out the book and really understand what somebody could be saying to you. They just don't know how to deliver the message. But they're supposed to give you the message. You just gotta decipher it. So a lot of times when people say things to me, they say they don't like my music, they don't like what I said on this, they didn't like this. Like I got, homies that really looked me in my face and told me, "Oh, I didn't like this song at all." But then at the same time, they turn around and they say, "But I know the words." So
yeah.
I'd be all like, "So
So they still listen.
come on, you listening? That's all that matter. You just want people to listen. The more people that listen to you, the more fans you'll gain. Everybody ain't meant to love you, you know."
Hemp Entertainment is Atlanta's #1 spot for events, photography, brand marketing, video production, or graphic design. If you have media or entertainment needs, contact us at www.hempent.net.
I think like the biggest thing too, like we were talking about, that comes with the fear too. You had to get over the fear, and I think too. I don't know why it is we're so fearful of collaboration or talking to
Right.
people.
Right.
I had this situation for a long while. Like I'm just like, there's no way you can kind of capitalize on working with people if you don't talk to people.
Exactly. And I mean that's honestly true. Like, when I grew up just around my people. Like we was taught and solidified, just stay with your little group. Like the same people that I'm doing this music with is people I've sat at my high school table with since ninth grade. I've known them since eighth grade. Like, you know what I'm saying? So after a while I started to realize like, man, I gotta meet people if I'm gonna ever get out here. If I'm gonna be able to gain a fan base, I gotta talk to people. How else are you gonna promote yourself if you don't go out here and actually promote your brand, which is you?
Correct. As you've been here in this game, and it's a million questions I can ask now because you got my mind spinning. How has your music like kind of evolved? Like, and I asked Cash Too Lit this, and I ask every artist because you always got to make that kind of culture change in order to fit that radio or music narrative right now, especially in the Atlanta area, because they got the Migos style, and you got, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like, how do you kind of, switch or go with the culture?
Well, personally for me,
If need be.
I look at it like, of course, everybody has their own style. Everybody gonna kick it how they kick it. Some people sound the same, some people don't. I just try to make my music in a way that you can know it's me. I got my own style, so I just typically take it like, man, hey man, I hope they like my style. I never really, you know what I'm saying, like everybody can rap on the same flows, everybody can do the same things, but I like to be a little different. So, and I grew up in Atlanta, so, I'm a differenter. So I got to kick it that way. Like, I can't be like the rest. I got to run something different. I got to, talk to you different. I got to say it different to you. I speak in a code, that only the real understand. So at the end of the day, that's just what it is, like I don't really try to focus on everybody else, what they got going on.
So for you, what's been the best part of being a music artist?
Just hearing myself, like
we all can see.
Yeah, like being able to turn on Apple Music and say, man, let me play some OGQUE, man. Like, it feels good to be able to like go into a club and say, hey DJ, man, spin this for me, man. I'll give you that. And then I look around and everybody bobbing their head, everybody, mumbling my song, like they learning the words as they going, like those things what really drive me to be like, man, I'm right there, I'm close.
Any celebrity collaborations yet?
I haven't had those opportunities,
They coming. You just gotta stay consistent.
Celebrities and they want to hit you with 100Ks, and I be like, hey man,
I understand.
Like my thing is this. For me personally, this is just saying truthfully, like I get it. I get the business of music. I get what it is, but I just have a genuine love for music. Like everybody asks me, man, how much you charge for features? I haven't even came up with a price because I feel like, everybody that no matter what it is, like your words are priceless. What you feel and what you speak is priceless. So I don't want to put a price on your verse. I don't want to put a price on my verse. I just want to make music. If we can make music together, like let's make music together. But I don't too typically want to get into that fame level to where I'm just too big to work with somebody, that's in the same shoes I'm in now. If I get to a point where I'm up, you know what I'm saying, I want to look down and say, hey man, let me show you the right way to go up. You know what I'm saying? Not try to still hold you down and stop you. You know.
Now, with this said, I will say this because I had to kind of change my narrative on certain
Right.
things, because at some point you do have to charge.
Right. Right. Definitely true.
So I don't want you. Not that I'm against what you're saying, because you
Right.
do have to kind of put that work in. But after you start getting to a point, I need you to start charging because you're worth it.
Yeah. You know, my friends always tell me that same thing, and it's like I do understand that concept too. You know, because I do have to, you know, actually show like, man, my work means something to me.
But
you
at
know
the
what I'm
same
saying?
time, you got to put enough work ethic in, because I know
Right.
people got to see those things or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? I totally understand, because even in this doing podcasting and videos now, like my friends got on me about, look, you got to charge a price for this. Like your
Right.
stuff is too
Yeah.
it's too good for you to be letting it
Right.
go. So I encourage you, keep doing what you're doing, because I understand you have to get to a certain
Yeah,
level for
like-
people to really pay attention
yeah.
to what you're doing. But also make sure you're in that mindset that, hey, this is about the money long game.
Right. that definitely is true there too. You're right.
And getting so which brings me to my next thing. How do you get ready for a live performance? And doing live performances, is there some things that you've changed in the game, or some things that you watch other artists do in order to get ready for a live performance?
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, I get in the shower, I rap my song over and over. I make different faces. Like, y'all may not never get that opportunity to see like OGQUE like in his own, you know, inner world, just acting wild, and you know what I'm saying, like, because a lot of times, you know, I want to add different styles. Like, you know, some artists that I could say I've taken pages out of their books where they kind of jump around, they energetic with it, like, and I look at that. I'm not really a dancer, so I doubt I'm gonna really get into the dancing structure, but
Yeah.
you know, just really putting energy in is what I've taken from other artists. You know, like I feel like I come with the music, I come with the flair, but sometimes I wasn't putting the right energy in. So I worked on my energy that I was bringing to the table. So I feel like if I'm bringing this real uppity, you know what I'm saying, good feeling energy, everybody else gonna feel good about my music. But if I'm coming in here down and just talking in the mic, you ain't gonna feel me.
I can dig that. Now, in doing that, what is like the message, or what is the purpose that you want your listeners to get from your live performances and your music? What is the message?
I can say that's a real good question. I could say a message that I want them really to grasp and, you know, understand is this is OGQUE. I'm coming. I've been working for a minute. I've been grinding hard for it, and I just want people to know me. Like, I want to be remembered as, you know, just who I am, and I put my all into my music, and I tell you who I am in my music. I'm not coming with fabrication. I'm not lying and nothing. I just want you to know me. I want you to know what I've been through, what I've seen, what I've done.
Most important lesson you've learned thus far in the game?
Don't be too eager. A lot of times I was real eager jumping into things, and you know, some people tell you, you know, they'll help you, and they'll scam you. So just know that I've been a little too eager sometimes. So,
Oh yeah, I've been there.
you know, sometimes just sit back, man. You know, God works in mysterious ways. He opens great doors for you. So don't rush it. Sometimes, you know, I started to understand fast money ain't always good money.
That's right.
So take your time.
When creating a new song, like, what is it that inspires you? Is there something? Is there always something that you pick out of? Is there a story? Is it something that happened in the past during that date? What inspires you to create the songs that you create?
A lot of times, I'll just be kind of sitting to myself, and what really happens is, you know, like I said, I'm constantly always rapping, so I'll end up just looking at something and I'll just start making up a rap to it, and then next you know, it's like, man, hold on, that sounded, hold on, that sounded pretty good, and then from there I'll just like write that word down. I'll have that phrase, word, whatever, and then I'll create off of that. And as I'm creating, really, I find a beat, and then I keep on creating.
Okay, now, what does the future look like for OGQ right now? Like everybody, I ask everybody this. Like, what does your next 5 or 10 years look like? Are you setting up? What are you setting up right now? So you're in it for the longevity game, or is music just a stepping stone in order for you to do other things, which I don't have a
Right.
problem with.
I would say mainly for OGQ and the music for the next 5 to 10 years. Hopefully, God willing, everybody gonna really start, you know, pushing for OGQ. They're gonna start, listening to OGQ. I'm gonna stay consistent in it no matter what it is. I got a lion's heart, so I'm gonna continue to rumble in this jungle. It don't matter. So at the end of the day, that's just me, man. I'm gonna keep working.
Upcoming projects that people need to be, or upcoming projects or dates that people need to be, well, they need to know about that you got going on here in the Atlanta metro area.
Okay, so look alive. August 29th, I will be performing on Auburn Ave. You can follow me on Instagram. I will be dropping a link to that. It's my birthday, so we're gonna definitely turn it up in the city.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
especially on your birthday. Man.
Coming this, I say next Sunday, up until the 3rd, it will be World Fest in Louisville, Kentucky. Me and my brother FBLCV will be turning up in Louisville, Kentucky, for World Fest. We are supposed to be performing on the main stage. So if you guys have an opportunity, you in the Louisville area, you want to come out, just hit me up, DM me, and, you all might be able to ride with us. We'll have a good time with it.
I appreciate you. Last thing we're gonna get
For
you out of
sure.
here. Um, where do people need to come to find you? Whether it's Instagram, Facebook, social media platforms, YouTube. Where do they need to go? What do they to get in contact with
Right,
OGQ?
right, right. Okay. For my TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, it's all pretty much the same, handle. The OGQ. That's TheOGQUE. You can find me, on all platforms: Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal. Just go take an opportunity and take a listen. I love all feedback, whether it's positive, negative. I love everybody, and I appreciate y'all for taking the opportunity.
That's what's up, man. We here at Hemp Entertainment and Conversation
Sure.
Love Dialogue. We appreciate you for coming out
Man,
here.
definitely appreciate y'all for having me.
Like I always have a blast doing this because I'm always picking people's brains. So,
Right.
and I know people be like, man, he going so fast, but
Right.
we
You
only have a
definitely got me
30-minute show.
Yeah, you definitely got me thinking about a lot, because at the same time, like you said, with the money, I do eventually, I do understand that.
Yeah,
So it is things in the game, that, like I said, these connections, man, you get to learn different things, like even seeing your setup, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is something I've always wanted, and to sit here and have this opportunity to be next to you and be actually my first one, ever, interview.
oh, that's what's up.
It's perfect for me. I appreciate you.
Oh yeah, man, we appreciate you for coming. Yeah, I just want you to, keep up the grind. I already know it can be kind of discouraging. Lord knows I've been doing this for a minute. It got discouraging for a minute, but it was just
Yeah.
like, if you got the passion for it, I'm pretty sure it'll kind of,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, find its way the way it needs to. Things will go the way it needs to go.
Facts.
So like, I appreciate you. Just keep on, cause as I know I look a little bit younger and I kind of got old now, but it's a consistency factor. So every day, if you can do like 1% a day, you should be fine. Man.
Right.
But just be consistent on it and be intentional about it.
Yeah.
Like I tell everybody. And things will go the way they're supposed to go. With that said, I'm not gonna hold this up any longer. I appreciate OGQ for being here today. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share to the page. Make sure you follow OGQ.
You did.
I want you to continue doing what you're doing. I'm gonna continue to encourage you as long as you're doing what you're supposed to do, and as long as you stay consistent in the game. So just don't give up on me. If you see whatever God has got for you, make sure you just kind of follow that.
For sure.
And sometimes, I need to make sure I tell people this. Sometimes your goals change.
Yeah, definitely true.
So
Definitely true.
something may happen. And last thing I'm gonna say, because you said this before, you're gonna have to spend a little bit of money to make money.
Mm-hmm.
And I throw this out here, and that's just a little something because I remember saying something. I want to make sure I touch base on that. $1,500 is really not a lot of money.
Right.
Because I know I spend money on baby back BS all the time.
All the time.
Okay.
Right.
If you guys, especially in the music industry, and I'm telling everybody, and you can DM me and ask me, I give you the person that you can call. But spend the money and go on some of these podcasts and digital radio sites.
Right.
Spend the $1,500. I got a guy right now, and I'll get you in contact with him. He'll do an interview with you. You spend $100, you get a free interview. I mean, well, you don't get a free interview, but you get an interview. But if you decide to go further, that money goes towards whatever else. And in doing so, by talking to this person, he can get your music on like 25 other radio stations.
Right.
And that's the most important part. And I know we don't want to spend money. Make sure you spend that money on getting your music at least on somebody's radio station. Spend $1,500, and if you ain't gonna spend $1,500, see what you got to do to get on college stations.
Right.
So if you guys can do that, please do. These are just little tidbits we hope we can help you with. I really, really want everybody to be successful in this game. Everything we do can always be hard, but I ain't one of them trying to be a gatekeeper.
Yeah. Sure.
I want everybody to have the info. So with that said, again, man, thank you 100 times over. I appreciate you. To our fans, make sure you like, subscribe, and share to the page. Hey, and man, again, this has been another episode of Conversation Loves Dialogue with Mr. I Am Cash, man. Hey, have a wonderful evening.
For sure.